We had a studio dog. That was interesting.
Was there was there a lot of discussion whether or not to get other people involved outside of the band?
We had a rule that anybody could come anytime and just be a part of whatever was going on, you know. So
we had couches set up, and we had extra headphones, so people would come in, do whatever work that they personally do, and would listen into what was going on.
Free beer too.
But did you let them interfere in the what's on the record now?
Interfere?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Perhaps a bit harsh, but
yeah, we thought that the ethics of the space would be anyone can come in and make any comment or any noise that they feel they need to make. You know, most people come in and do their thing and keep to themselves and not interfere with the recording. But some people come in and have a different approach where they feel like they have no shame about telling you just what they think and getting involved and being critical, and that's great. You know, it's helpful. It's not good when somebody comes in and they're just destructive and don't seem to get what's going on. But
we had a studio dog. That was interesting.
There was a pet?
There was a dog. I've never seen anything like this. It wouldn't bark at all during a take or anything. Just sat there, respectful, and
you understood what you were doing.
Yeah. Incredible dog, really chill.
It would wait for hours for its owner to return, and just sitting where the owner has said, wait there, just wait.
And when did Mike Mogis come into the picture? Or what, did you just send the whole bunch to him? And
he came in after we'd already done all the pasta sauce sessions, and we flew out to Omaha and mixed with him.
Nebraska.
Yeah. In the studio.
In his studio.
Yeah. And what has he changed that you couldn't do yourself? Are you capable of mixing a record yourself?
Yeah.
It's nice to have another perspective on that. You know, it's nice to have another set of ears.
He had really beautiful equipment, top of the line stuff, like this huge board that was previously George Martin's, and just great tape machines and analog gear, and just I think he understood the sound we were going for, the kind of ethics, I guess.
He has such a subtle sensitivity to volume changes, where he would boost the fader for the vocal by 0.5 dB, and he would just touch the fader. You couldn't even see it move, and then you'd listen again, and somehow the psychology of the mix changes, and the vocal was sitting in a different way. And he hears all this intuitively.
He's very subtle.
You know, we don't hear that, so if we were trying to mix it, we'd put the thing up 3 dB until we could tell that it actually changed, you know? But I think we learned that by watching him work. Also, he has a great control room. You know, we were working in the factory. When we listen back, we're getting distracted by the booming reverb behind us. So we didn't have a room where we could hear what was actually on the track. When we took the track out of the factory for the first time and listened in the car, it sounded so thin, and we thought, you know, oh no, we've been deceived the whole time, because the sound that we were hearing was just because the playback was influenced by the building. And then to compensate for that, we did a lot of reamping of sounds, and then blended in the sound of the track playing in the building. To simulate what we were hearing. But his room is a control room, so you're listening on these beautiful monitors, and what's there is what you're hearing. And the gear has such a warm quality too. A lot of the recordings from the factory are very cold, maybe because it was very cold, you know, but also because when you're in a space with that kind of reverb, I think the tendency is to play this really harsh thing into it, because that has an interesting quality when it resonates. You don't want to pump the low mids and the things that the building already accentuates out into the building, because then you just get boominess. So to compensate for boominess, we're looking for this like piercing quality, and his gear, I think, provided some contrast to that, because it warmed things up and increased the saturation.
Okay. Last question then. Should one of you decide to quit for whatever reason, would that be the end of the Low Anthem? Can you be without each other?
What are you looking for?
It's just a hypothetical question.
It's not something that we've ever thought about, you know. We're already talking about the next
This is so
record.
funny. It's like the opposite of marriage counseling. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
I'm driving you apart.
Yeah, you're like, don't you hate that about
Aren't
that?
you low?
Don't
Aren't you
don't you love the other part of the world over there? Wouldn't you like to travel? Okay.
Okay. I consider that a no. And then, thanks a lot.